This is the plaintiff, Crystal Streeter. She says she hired the defendant to build her a staircase in her backyard. And after 2 weeks, the work he did was horrendous. That's right, the staircase wasn't attached to the house properly. It was dangerous to use, and the thing looked like it was going to fall apart if you blew on it lightly. This guy got in way over his head. She wants her money back. He refuses, and here they are. She's suing for $1,890, the amount she's now owed. This is the defendant, Vaughn Collins. He says he told the plaintiff he never built a second-story staircase before, but she knew something like that would cost $5,000, so she hired him to do it anyway. She also didn't want to get the proper permits, didn't care about building codes, and he was building it for her when she abruptly pulled the plug on him. Bottom line, he would have fixed any issues if she had given him the chance, but she didn't, and here they are. He's accused of not knowing what he's doing.
All parties, please get ready.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff had the defendant build a staircase, and guess what? It wasn't even attached to the house. But the defendant says she knew he never built such a staircase, but she wanted him to do it on the cheap, so tough. It's the case of Stairway to Court.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, so how is it that you knew the defendant?
Me and him work together at my job. He's a casual worker.
What does casual worker mean?
A casual worker is when he fills in.
Okay.
So me and him, co-workers, and I thought that he was a stand-up, decent guy. So one day I was getting a ride home, and so I brought up anybody who does any housework as far as putting up decks and stuff. So he replied, he does.
Okay.
And so he said that he does know a lot of things. And so I said, oh, wow. I said, well, I'm looking for, an entryway. And so then I said, maybe, a deck. So he said, okay, but I could come by and look at it.
So he comes by to look at it, and what you ordered from him was what?
Just to put a deck up.
What about the steps?
Oh, the steps. So
didn't you hire him to put steps?
No. It was a whole deck in which I have.
Well, okay, but a deck doesn't necessarily have steps to the second floor.
Right, okay.
So you hired him to do what? A deck?
A deck
meaning
with the stairs.
What? So it's a landing in front of a door.
Yes.
And then steps that go up to another door.
Yes.
Okay. And is there a balcony up top already that you're connecting to, or no?
No, see, I was building one. And so it would be another entryway to the backyard.
All right, so he gives you a quote of $1,400 to do the work you want.
Yes.
Can you tell me what the work was exactly?
Certainly. To build create a door where there was no door existing, and then build a deck to walk out from the door, and then a staircase to go down into the backyard. That was the work, yes.
Now, when you took this job, you did it straight for a couple of days?
I did this for probably about 10, 11 days in a row, and then went away for a couple of days.
Like an hour here, an hour there, or all day?
No, all day long.
Okay.
I'd show up at 7:30. She said her husband got home from work at 7. I'd show up around 7:30, and then I worked most of the days I worked until the night.
And then?
And then some days I had to leave early to go to my other job at a restaurant. So I couldn't always stay until the evening, but most days I did.
Right, so when did the first problem come up?
The first problem didn't arise until after I had gone away. And so I worked on it from, I would say, August 1st until August 12th. And I didn't hear and the whole time I didn't hear any problems, any comments about the work, any bad comments, I should say, or she was very positive the whole time. And I didn't hear anything until I came back. And
how long were you away?
I was only away a few days. I came back on the 15th, and I said, I'm going to be there tomorrow. The 16th arrived, and I went. I did some more work on the deck and on the stairs and on the foundation, And then the next day, I believe it was the 17th, I called her and said, okay, I'm coming through to work some more. And she said, well, don't bother. I'm having some company, and you don't have to come. The next day, the following day after that was when she said, I don't need you to do this anymore. My family's
Because I feel like you ripped me off and blah, blah, blah. What was she saying she was unhappy with?
Well, the main thing she was unhappy about was the stairs. She didn't like the way the stairs.
Because they were too what?
Well, in my opinion, it was too steep, but my intention was to come back and correct that. I wasn't.
Yeah, but how do you
finished with
correct that once it's already built?
Well, it was built, but I could adjust the steps by taking the stringer and adjusting the stringer to a different angle. I can show you a picture to show you what I mean, but adjust the stringer to a different angle and then reinsert the posts on the sides. Just, I had a plan for fixing it. I just did not get a chance to fix it.
Okay, this is what we're talking about, right?
Yep. So as you can see there, the angles are a little bit different on the railing and the steps. The steps could be at a higher slope. And so that was my intention, to go back and just elevate the steps
Well,
more.
I realize none of this was permitted, right?
No.
Right. When we first started, I did ask her if she wanted to get permits, and she said no, she didn't want to. She didn't want her neighbors to get involved and know what she was doing. So
Better to ask forgiveness than permission. But did you familiarize yourself with what code is so she wouldn't have to rip it all out when she gets caught, if she gets caught?
not entirely, but I did do.
Well,
do
not
some,
entirely.
No,
You
I
either
don't-
familiarized
I don't-
yourself with
No,
what code is,
absolutely not.
or you didn't.
I don't know the code. No.
Right. I mean, that's kind of a good guide to whether the steps are going to be able to stay there. Plus, I'm looking at, like, you can't, there's barely room for a size 6 foot in that last one.
Right.
The way it is, you can't do that. All right,
That-
so what happens here? Because I do see the text where everything seems kind of fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Did somebody come to your house and say, what's this? What happened?
Well, when I started looking at the whole job and nails sticking out of the wood,
Was there somebody who came over and said this is,
no.
because what I see is he's coming, and then you say, okay, and then you say, you know what, I got company, and then you say, I'm going to have a relative of my husband finish this. So was the relative of your husband the one who said, are you kidding me?
well, at first I started to have his cousin finish it, but then I just said, no, take it all down.
What'd you end up doing?
Tearing it down.
And what's there now?
Nothing. So
Did
I'm gonna have a
the
real-
city get on your back?
Oh, no. I just tore it down before they will come out and look at the funhouse stairs.
Funhouse stairs. So you tore it down. Who tore it down?
He did.
Come on up. Do you have a picture of it torn down?
Give me a minute.
Sure. While you're looking for that, let me keep talking to you. So am I correct that company said, are you crazy? You can't do this. Because 1 minute you're fine and then the next minute you weren't. I'm trying to figure out how that happened.
Okay, so as I
Just yes or no, am I correct?
Well, no company didn't see it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't up long enough for anybody to see it.
Okay.
So once when I start seeing just everything,
You thought he was in over his head.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think he even built the deck out of Legos before.
Out of Legos, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Have you ever built a staircase that reached from one floor to another?
Only first floor. Never up
Meaning
to
2 or 3 steps?
4 or 5 at the most.
Yeah. So how were you going to do this?
Well,
I mean,
I'm an artist. I'm not a carpenter by trade, but I did study some staircase design, and I went and.
where'd you study staircase design?
No,
you mean in preparation for this?
preparation for this.
Meaning what? You went on the internet and looked at a
No,
YouTube video?
No,
Like
I did
what?
not. No,
I'm serious.
No,
How
I know.
did you-
I
how
know
would
that's a
you
feasible way to do it, but no, I went and I studied some staircases that were built around town. I also have friends who are carpenters. I had someone who was working on a staircase, and I went and took
Hey,
a
but you
look.
were learning on her $1,400. I mean, I realize that
Well,
that is cheap for
I
this,
did tell
but
her.
not if she has to tear it down. Then it's $1,400 more than it should be,
I
right?
agree. However,
Okay, that's a picture of wood.
That's all taken down. I took it down.
And the picture right before it is
Yeah.
what? While he's building it?
What's that picture? I can't.
Here.
Oh, that picture was after you seen that pile. I stacked everything by sections.
Okay,
and
so
was the
that
last-
is, all right, so
that's
is that what's left of it,
that-
or no?
No, it's all gone.
All
It's all
that's gone too.
It's all
All right.
gone. I took it all down.
And when was the last time you were at the house?
August 16, I believe.
Yeah, this is after you left. They took it down. I mean, they've got all the lumber, but they really did rip it all down. You shouldn't have to return any money. Why?
Okay, here's the question. I have never built a staircase in my life, but I am going to tell you that I will build it for a quarter the price of what a licensed contractor would do. And I do it for you, and it's a crappy job. are you stuck, or do I have to do a professional job no matter what I charge?
I'm stuck like Chuck,
Why?
because you get what you pay for.
Is that right?
Yes, I agree with her.
Really?
Yep.
You're just stuck.
Yeah.
Interesting. Going inside the courtroom.
None of these complaints were voiced until after I was gone. There was no talk about a crooked cut or anything like that.
But you built really terrible stairs, and
I-
and they're uneven, and they don't have any value to them.
I wasn't finished with the job, Your Honor. I was.
What do you mean you weren't finished? You had to do it over. You were like kind of done, and then what else was there to do? You hadn't finished the top. You hadn't put the wood on the top so people wouldn't fall off the balcony.
Right, the railings, right.
But the railings on top. But ostensibly, that was all that was left. This is what you built for them to have.
Well, I just
and
need
so
to-
they're looking at it saying, you know what? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Which, if you look at those stairs, like that last stairs is how many inches are each? The steps aren't even the same number of inches, and that's what you deemed an adequate job.
I did not. I wanted to come back and fix it.
Yeah,
Also, that
I
was
know,
one of the
but you
things,
keep
yeah.
saying fix it like
Yeah.
there's a paint dripping in this casing, and you were going to clean it up.
No.
That's not what this is. This
Right.
is you don't know how to build stairs. So have you received estimates for what it's going to cost you to get this done again?
Well, it's going to be probably about almost good 18 grand, basically.
18 grand?
Yeah, for whole deck. Yeah,
18,000?
yeah.
You doing it?
God, no.
So now you got a door to nowhere? You have a door to nowhere. That's
What to the ground?
Well, yeah, if you jump. That's if he makes you angry, you kind of open the door and kick him out. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. How much did you pay him? $1,400?
Yes.
And you paid him in advance?
He kept coming
He
to
kept
me.
begging for you to let him do it over. Wouldn't it have been cheaper for you to just give him at least one chance to do it over?
God, no.
Because now you lost faith.
Yes, stick and fork with me. I was just done with him. I was just
Heard
done
that
with him.
before. I hear ya. Yeah. I think the bottom line is that you bit off more than you can chew, and I am going to order you to pay back the money that they paid you. $1,400. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So, in the judge's word, Mr. Collins has to give it all back, $1,400 back to the plaintiff. What are you thinking?
I don't agree with the judgment, but it's what it is. I'm not the judge.
Do you think you bit off more than you could chew?
No, I knew what I was doing, and I also had a game plan for completing the task.
Picture doesn't say you look like you knew what you were doing.
It's just a situation of angles.
All right.
I know how to improve the
Well,
angle.
sorry about that. I think your job is over there.
It certainly is.
Yep. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. All right, Ms. Streeter, you're going to get it all back.
Yes.
Are you going to build something so you can use that door?
Yes. And this right here, it was a learning experience, not to use undesirables. And I'm just glad it's overdone.
It may not have been undesirable.
yes, he's
Maybe
an
he was just
undesirable.
inexperienced. How about that?
No, he's an undesirable. He's
yeah.
he's a bum.
Rub it in.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what you're doing, rubbing it in.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, good luck to you in the
Thank
future.
you.
Hope you can use that door sometime, okay? All right. Harvey?
Doug, here's the thing. Hire a licensed contractor because they are bonded, and that's really important when you do an expensive job, and you can check to see if they've had discipline or done crappy jobs.